consciousness.
All right. Can we get into examples of this granular level?
Yeah, thoughts are kind of one level, and the thoughts I most want to change are the beliefs that hold me back, or the beliefs that over limit me, the beliefs that are not congruent with my being the best Christ I can be, okay, or expressing Christ consciousness. So the all-time big one for most Americans is low self-esteem. Okay, so that's a big-time belief, and so that's a belief I'd want to disempower and release. So that's one very granular, concrete belief, though it's a mega player.
Sure.
Okay, and so once I know the belief I want to get rid of, I also then want to claim the belief I want to replace it. So just to make it simple, so if the belief is I'm not good enough, the belief I want to replace it with is I am good enough. And I often like to add an I am statement to it. So I'll say I am divine. Okay, I used to say I am Christ, but that has a lot of baggage for me. So I say I am divine, therefore I am enough. You see?
Sure.
Okay, and so like Myrtle took 2 years to heal herself. Okay, one denial, one affirmation isn't going to do it. So it's a process of releasing the belief in I'm not good enough. I let go of the belief and I'm given good enough. I really like the word renounce because it's stronger. I renounce the belief that I'm not good enough.
I dissolve, or this belief has no power over me.
No, I don't say it that way.
No.
Because if I say this belief has no power over me, that's saying the belief in itself does have power.
Sure.
And the only belief that power has is what I'm giving it.
How about I am free of it?
I free myself of that belief, or I give no power to that belief. Okay, and then the counteracting belief is I am divine, therefore I am good enough. Okay, so there's a process where I might use those periodically through the day, and more importantly, in those moments I'm aware of acting or my actions, or I'm aware of activating that belief. It's at that moment I can most effectively disempower that belief and claim the new belief. And then I have to just catch myself doing things that demonstrate I'm good enough.
All right, so denials and affirmations obviously have been a part of these teachings for a long time.
Right.
But now what you're doing is kind of a holistic, you're throwing in there the actions, the statements in the moment.
Yes.
And that's what's kind of this new aspect of it.
Yeah, but see, we have talked about denials and affirmations. However, we have not talked about how we use the denials and affirmations to raise consciousness. That's the irony. Those teachings.
That's all I've ever talked about. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, but did you say, so I'm going to use denials and affirmations to raise my consciousness by changing my thoughts, ideas, and beliefs and images?
Sure, that's what it's. Now, I think I know where you're going with this. Just to kind of recap, put it in terms that I can deal with. For the most part, the denials and affirmations, the prayer process, all of that, people use to improve their lives, to be healthier, to be happier, to be more prosperous.
Yeah.
And if I hear you, that's not what it's all about. That's not raising consciousness.
No.
No, I agree. And yes, I've been saying this for a long time.
I've been using that context too.
Yeah. It's about finding the oneness. It's about remembering the truth of who and what you are. There's a great quote I like to use sometimes. It's not about the goodies. Prayer is not about the goodies that you get. Ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
It's about remembering
this
the
is
goodness.
A really good author, by the way.
The goodness that you are.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one of yours,
yeah.
which is excellent. So to me, yeah, I think that's what it's always been about. Now those, am I?
Well, yeah, but see, it's not a but, it's an and it's like the way in which you're talking about using has been in one compartment.
All right.
And then the raising consciousness has been in another compartment. and we haven't really connected the two. So we use prayer. We say we use prayer to change our mind. Okay. However, what we're changing our mind about are the effects. Lack, sickness, not having a relationship. To a degree, those are external.
Sure.
Okay. But we're not talking about how to use them to raise consciousness.
Well, I'm glad we're finally talking about that.
Well, me too.
That's been on my mind for quite some time.
Yeah, do you see how that happens? It's the context that's different.
The context is
The context that's different. Because see, so every one of my students, especially at the advanced level, know how to use prayer, theoretically, know how to use prayer to claim prosperity, to claim wholeness and health and all of that. But they haven't connected the dots that the exact same process of denials and affirmations are what we do to increase the quality of our overall thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and images. You see this distinction?
Well,
now?
sure. Sure. But, I mean, that's what it's all about. It's not about just to get a more prosperous life. It's about growing that consciousness for yourself and for the level of consciousness.
So do you walk around curious about what your beliefs are, and being self-aware of the negative ones that hold you back, and using denials and affirmations to change those beliefs?
I do, and I set aside time specifically for mindfulness practice, to sit and observe, physically, emotionally, and mentally. I think, and I always think it starts there. You can call that a vipassana or a Buddhist practice.
Yeah.
Of what's there, noticing, and then from there you can take it into releasing that which no longer serves.
Yeah.
And affirming truth.
The key word there is you can do it.
You can, sure.
My experience of the majority of the people don't do that.
Sure. Well, that's why we have clubs and teams and classes and church and groups and YouTube shows to help us remember and set up a practice.
Theoretically, and I still contend we go around at the feel-good level. The mindfulness practice, loving kindness meditation, mantra meditation become, to a degree, an encapsulated practice that has its benefits. Prayer becomes an encapsulated process, and my sense is people have not integrated them.
Well, sure.
I mean, there's going to be exception.
I think what happens is those things are enticements, the goodies, the prosperity, and people, even teachers like Charles Fillmore and Myrtle Fillmore, may use those to get people in the door. Hey, come learn these practices because I had this healing experience. You can make your life more comfortable, think and grow rich, and all that good stuff. That's kind of just the enticement, get you in the door, and then the point of it is to raise consciousness, which I would say implies that the consciousness was lowered to begin. No, just whatever the metaphor.
So no, it does not. What I'm saying, so what if our consciousnesses, are simply rising? Okay, so I come into Course in Miracles and Unity here, and I notice I have beliefs, okay, that are holding me back. And the old way of thinking of it, the way I got those is I fell. But what if that's just where I'm at? And where I'm at there has just been a ever-evolving process of consciousness. And so now I'm consciously involving myself in evolving consciousness. Metaphorically, no different than physical creatures have evolved from one cell to supposedly us, the epitome of creation.
Sure.
There's a loaded word. Yeah. So what if that's what's happening with us individually and collectively?
Well,
there is no fall. I'm just raising consciousness.
So where I think what happens is those goodies, come in and learn this process, join our practice, learn prayer to get you in the door, and people stop there, or they leave it at that and get confused
because
with that.
the way we've been doing it, the way I've been doing it, is talking about raising consciousness, but all the examples are about fixing stuff.
Sure.
It's like when a person takes a Unity Prosperity course. Usually the course starts out with, look, it's not about the things, it's not about the money, it's about changing your consciousness. By week 2 or 3, we're talking about the money
Sure.
and the cars and the houses. And so I think by our very nature of having bodies and living in this outer world, we tend to be outer focused. And all of these raising consciousness things are about the infinite inner realm of our reality.
Excellent. Really good stuff. I think we're just scratching the surface. Is that an okay metaphor to use?
Yes.
This is the God, can I call you the God Killer? Paul
No, God Slayer is
The
my
God
nickname.
Slayer.
God Slayer.
For some of these reasons about, letting go of previous images and
Of the divine.
of the divine. Reverend Hasselbeck, do you have any closing thoughts before we do go?
Well, my closing thought and my fondest desire is that as you've listened to this video, is that at the very minimal you're making the attempt to understand what's being said and allow the teachings that you're hearing to challenge your current belief system, and then being in awareness of being willing to question your belief system. That's the concept of question. See, a belief is a summary or an answer we've decided in our lives. And so are you willing to question those answers? Because we always say we're looking for answers to our questions. That's half the process. Problem is we've formulated answers in the past that may not be serving us today. And so just being aware and questioning those answers. Beautiful. And so big one is, do you still believe in an anthropomorphic God? Do you still believe in a God that's someplace out in heaven that has control over you, that has absolute power over you? And if so, are you just simply willing to question that belief? And one of the ways in which I question beliefs is I look for the exception. So where does this belief not work? And then that helps put a crack in it.
Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Well, you've been watching the Buddha Brunch YouTube show. You can subscribe and like on YouTube. You can like the Buddha Brunch Facebook page. And please, if you want to help support these videos and productions, find me, Ned Kelly, on Patreon.com, and you can offer your support there. You can participate in prosperity consciousness.
There we go.
There. Good stuff.
I'm feeling we should do a Buddha thing.
Oh, yeah.
Buddha thing. What do you think? Buddha thing. Buddha thing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, Reverend Paul Hasselbeck, so find him, Metaphysical Romp 2 on Unity Online, and paulhasselbeck.com.
And that also has my calendar where I'm traveling around and being the burr under people's saddles so they grow.
I won't question that.
Yeah, you absolutely won't.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ned. It was fun.